Congressman Spencer Bachus of Alabama is the top Republican on the House Financial Services Committee. He joins us now from Capitol Hill in a first on Bloomberg interview. And I must confess, during the break, I was telling him I'm sorry I elevated him to Senator Bachus of Montana as opposed to Congressman Bachus. Congressman, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I guess the question of the day is, does the Fed at this point have a regulator status?
Well, I think they have. I don't think they were ever intended to use taxpayer dollars to prop up individual financial institutions. And unfortunately, the Democrats and the administration want to make them a permanent bailout authority. And we're talking taxpayer dollars, and we object to that. We think we ought to have an exit strategy, not permanently adopt a too big to fail doctrine.
Congressman Bachus, let me ask you though, shouldn't there be some kind of Uber regulator? I mean, can you really put out a fire by committee? So don't we need to have one body significantly in charge to avoid getting into the mess that we've gotten into over the last couple of years?
Well, I think there is one regulator that decides who fails and who doesn't, and that's the market. And that's the American way of doing business. We don't, when you start picking winners or losers, or propping up an institution because you say they're too big to fail, when you do it with taxpayer dollars, you're getting away from the free enterprise system.
So if we have a crisis...
We do have the FDIC,
right.
And of course with a bank, because we've insured those deposits, you go in but you shut down that institution, you resolve it, you don't put taxpayer money in it. When you're talking about the Fed, you're talking about an independent body, and giving them the right to use taxpayer dollars, there's very little transparency or accountability.
Congressman, tomorrow the committee is going to hear from Treasury Secretary Geithner on regulating the over-the-counter derivatives market. Do you support the administration's plan?
Well, we hadn't seen it in detail, and the devil's always in the detail. Let me say this. Over-the-counter derivatives are used by thousands of corporations every day to reduce their risk of credit rate increases or sometimes decreases, to stabilize their commodity prices, exchange rates, fluctuations in exchange rates, they can protect against that. It reduces their cost of doing business. What we don't want to do in an economic downturn as severe as this one is to start driving up their cost of credit, driving up their cost of insuring against these risks. So we've got to be, I think, very careful when we make these changes. Yes, there should be a clearinghouse. Yes, there should be more transparency. Yes, there should be some standardization. But, the market is already going in that direction.
Right.
But yes, I do applaud the administration.
Right.
As Republicans, we have said that there are problems with not knowing about some of the risks.
Right. Congressman Spencer Bachus, Republican of Alabama, member of the House Financial Services Committee. Congressman, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
All right. And Mark, we do have some break.